Isn't it just about creating higher density in the suburbs so that councils can get more money from rates and developers and make more profits?
So the city's approach to density is that we're strategically located around our existing commercial centres and generally around our major transport routes. That's so that we make the best efficiency of existing infrastructure and resources, and also from an economic point of view it creates local customers for local businesses. So that's generally our focus for putting most of our high density in those areas.
I think there's been a growing recognition in recent years of the role of local government in supporting their business community as well as their residential community. So for me that involves supporting existing businesses to attract more customers, to attract more investment into their area as well, and to help sort of curate urban environments that are very conducive to successful businesses. So that's not necessarily about attracting greater density and greater rates, it's about supporting the existing businesses that are there and to help them sort of curate their business mix as well.
The focus on density is one that's challenging for all communities. However, it's a necessity given the planning framework that the city and the state has undertaken, particularly over the last 10 to 15 years. And we've got prime examples of unique activity centres within the city of Melville that could certainly be seen upon as models in the way they're evolving and delivering the benefits for the whole of the community, not just serving the needs of developers, profit and speculators.
Aren't councils run by people with business interests they want to promote?
The focus on individuals in terms of councillors is one that individuals have to take responsibility for when they nominate to be a councillor, and they're required to obviously make declarations about their own personal interests, and where they've got a conflict they obviously declare that in a council forum. So it's not a case of actually saying and suggesting that councillors are out to feather their own nest. Certainly the way that it operates is for the greater good of the community.
If anything, the business community is a bit underrepresented in most councils. I think a lot of the councils are representative of their local communities and residents. So I think it could be a healthier balance to have more representation from the business community on council. I think it would help make more informed decisions around the economics of cities and I guess representing the needs of the business community in a more balanced way as well.
Well, we've seen a real push recently with the town team movement that's based around local community groups, but often that have business interests and local business retailers wanting the best out of their area. So they have that local expertise that Tom's speaking about, and that's really, really valuable for the council to have that on board.
Do local governments have a part to play in supporting growth and prosperity?
Absolutely. Local government is basically the grassroots of our society in the sense that we deliver all the base services to the community, and very much a case of having an important role in relation to that. It obviously extends to relationships with the state government and possibly even the federal government at a political level. But certainly in terms of the responsibility for administering outcomes for the community and delivering, it's definitely very important.
I think it is that more localised role. It's that opportunity to know your local business owner and your local resident, that voice that we have from the community. They can be our best asset to know what's happening out there and how we can respond and serve them in the best way possible.
Don't governments have to give business incentives to get them to buy in?
I don't think so. I mean, there are some local governments who offer grants and some sort of incentives programs, such as I guess a waiver on al fresco fees for a certain period of time, but they're generally things that you would do, I would recommend in kind of circumstances where you want to accelerate a particular change. But I think the role of local government is not around trying to subsidise local businesses or businesses to set up in a space, but to create the right climate and the right sustainable environment for businesses to be successful.
We're often bear the brunt of frustration by people building houses, developers, members of the community complaining about fences. However, we readily deal with these issues, but one of the key aspects is to focus on that councils really do aim to try and facilitate outcomes. We don't try to create red tape.
Yeah, so a project working on recently is promoting the opportunities for food vans to operate in the city at some of our local reserves and places where they really complement the recreational uses that are on. And again, that's all about making it easier for local businesses to operate in these areas. Provides amenity to the community users and opportunities for those local businesses. So yeah, that's just one of the things that we're doing at the moment.